Hi, Wolf Gaming. How are you? You're always the first one in the house. Hi, Simply a Sweetheart. Hello, how are you? I wish you were in a couple of days. You missed your name being shouted out as a character in our story, I think 2 or 3 times. Excuse me 1 minute, guys. Let me get my tea. Why don't you grab your hot beverage and warm blanket like me? I'll be right back. Hi, Gigi. Welcome to the live. How are you? Okay, Wolfgang says not good, and you. Wolfgang, what happened now? They still messing with you in your live? I'm gonna need you to. Oh, excuse me. Do what 50 suggested, so that you can get a better handle on those people messing with you in your live. Well, I hope the story brightens your night. Simply, sweetheart, you said me. Yeah, your name was called out as a character in a couple of our stories. I want to say it was called out in last night's story as well. Simply, sweetheart is shouting out Gigi. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Wolf. Sorry, I hear that you're not doing so good. I'll pray for you. Prayer is always a good thing. Wolfman Gaming says, thank you. Simply says, I was kind of down and out for a while. My partner had gotten sick and it made me sick. But we are doing better. I'm glad you all are doing a lot better. My sister just had the same problem. Her husband got sick and passed it on to her. But yes, God is certainly worthy, Simply. And Wolfman Gaming saying, thank you for praying for him, Simply. And Wolfman, I'll keep you in prayer as well. Hi, Miss Iris. How are you? So glad to see you joining us back tonight in story time. Wolfman Gaming says, yeah, and I'm not done with Twitch now. Yeah, but you need to go ahead, Wolfman, and do what 50 plus suggested last night in story time. And try to get a better handle on that. Simply shouting out to Miss Iris and Wolfman. I'm Discord too. Simply, I have to go watch the replay. Yeah, you'll have to watch the replay. I think you were probably like 2 or 3 of the stories because of your name. Gigi says, welcome to the live. Everybody, please thumbs up for the live. Thank you, Gigi, because I always forget to say that. I'm so excited to get into story time that I always forget to say that. Simply says, I will be right back. My sister's calling. Okay. Hi, Miss Iris. I just love you. Thank you for supporting me. You're like my #1 fan. Gigi, don't get jealous. Gigi shouting out simply, Wolfman, I just watch YouTube from now on. Okay, well, you have to decide what's best for you, Wolfman. Nobody can decide better than you. You know your situation and your circumstances. And Wolfman is saying hi to everybody. Miss Iris, hello, simply. Okay, Miss Iris shouting out simply. I think she may have stepped away. I think she said her sister was calling her. So I guess maybe she'll shout us out, Miss Iris, and let us know when she gets back. I hope everybody got their little beverage like I do. I got my little beverage here. Ooh, I think I got that a little too hot. I better let that sit a little bit. Got me some chamomile tea and stuff that'll help me sleep better tonight. It's kind of a soothing tea, and I mixed it with with a cranberry apple tea. It's really good. I like coffee, but I'm also a tea person. I got all kinds of tea. My cupboard is full with teas. Miss Iris is shouting out to Wolfman Gaming. I appreciate you all so much. I know that there are other things that you all can be doing, especially at this hour of the night. And one of them is probably settling in to bed for sleep. But I just thank you that you all don't think it's too much for you to stop by and spend time in my story time, listening to what I gotta say. Wolfman, I'm especially proud of you because you've been riding with me hard almost every night, and you're usually in. It's so funny because I was trying to go most of the time I set my camera and everything up like 10, I was doing it like 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes before story time. But people start getting so excited about it. It's like here I was, quarter till and 10 minutes till, setting up my camera and stuff, not expecting anybody to be there. And I got the camera all in my face like this, and look, because half the time I can't see. With the glasses are supposed to be for distance, so when I look at stuff too close with them, it looks foggy. And then when I take them off, I can see close up good, but then when I look up, I can't see too good at the camera for the distance, I tell you. And so I be trying to get ready, and people are already logged in, and I didn't realize, and I'm just like all in the camera, all upside down, filming the ceiling and everything like that. And so now I try to wait until the 9th hour. I don't really like waiting until the 9th hour, but tonight I didn't have a choice anyways, because hi Zoe's Magical Dark Empire. Oh, you know what is so funny? Zoe, this is your first time in my story time. And I started to use you as one of the characters tonight in my story. And then I said, well, it could kind of work, but I found a name that worked better for this particular story, so I'll have to catch you another time. But it's just so funny that you showed up in story time tonight. And I especially love it when Miss Iris, Wolfman Gaming is shouting you back up. And I love it when I have people who actually show up that are in the story on the night of the story. Wolfman Gaming was hanging right with me every night since last weekend. He actually was in here one night to hear his name shouted out. And I think that was the night I did the story that's similar to the Three Little Pigs. And he was the wolf in the story. Another night, I shouted out Gigi and Fine as Wine Cooking, and they were in the story that was Hansel and Gretel. And it's funny because Fine as Wine showed up last night in story time, and his story was like I think the second or third story. But don't worry about it, Zoe's Magical Dark Empire. I'll get you. And another time I had Shwani's Creative, I can't remember the other part of her name, but she actually showed up on the night in story time that her name was shouted out. So a couple of people, and Vernus from Vernus Junk Closet, She was in there a couple of nights. She happened to show up the nights her name was called, and 50 Plus had the pleasure. His name was called out in probably like the very first story, and he had the pleasure of being in story time last night and got his name shouted out as one of the characters, both him and his wife. So I get excited about story time anyhow, because I didn't know it was gonna be so successful, because I thought, we're all grown-ups and sometimes we forget about our inner child. And I didn't think that as many people was going to be attentive, because you think about these little childhood stories. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't know if people want to, but the way I do it, it put another twist on it. So it made me excited. So I get excited that you all are excited to hear what I got to say. And these short stories are really a prelude to story time that I'm going to be doing. I wrote a book. Hang on one second. Let me get the book. I thought I had it right here on the nightstand. Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry, I was rushing trying to get myself situated. I really like telling you all the stories sitting by the fireplace. And somebody else did mention, who had been in story time, said that was a nice touch. And I do prefer that. But physically, that doesn't always work for me. And tonight is one of those nights that doesn't always work for me. So, but I really like telling the story sitting by the fireplace. But what I was saying is, thank you, Zoe. I guess you're telling me I'm the one that looks beautiful. Thank you. I think I look a hot mess. Wolfman, I sub for channel. Zoe, so what I was saying is, these little short stories that I'm telling, really, that's why I call it a prelude to story time. Because eventually, my story time will be me reading excerpts from my book that I wrote. And this is my book, what it looks like. It's called My Struggle and Broken Pieces, A Healing for My Soul. And it's available right now on Amazon. So I'm doing these stories leading up to that, and it also will allow people time to purchase the book who wants to purchase the book. If they're interested in purchasing the book, they can try to follow along when I actually start reading from that book. So that's what this is all about. But I still, even once I start reading from that book, I'm still gonna do these other little stories. I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna do it. I was thinking possibly trade off. One night read from my book, another night read from the other book, the other stuff that I'm writing, like that. But I'll figure it out when the time comes. But right now I'm just having fun with these little childhood stories, and just loving how I could place the YouTubers' names in the slots. And once I put the names in, for those of you who weren't here before, the name will go in a slot as either a person, place, or a thing. You may not necessarily go into the story as a person. You may be a person, place, or a thing. And I'm just having a lot of fun with it. I was hoping that I could have finished this story. This story was pretty long, like the one that's similar to Hansel and Gretel, and that had to be a 2-part story. And I had was it Hansel and Gretel? I think it was. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel. It had to wind up being a two nights of story time. This one is also gonna be a 2-part, but the remaining part of it isn't as long as I thought. So what I think I'm gonna do, because I won't be able to do story time tomorrow night, because I have chemo tomorrow, and that's an all day long process. So by the time, and then it's like a 2-hour ride after chemo to get home. So I'm like extremely wiped out on those days. So I'm going to not have story time tomorrow night. And hopefully I'll pick back up with story time on Friday. But what I will do, because I'm missing story time tomorrow, I'm going to finish up this story and then try to find another one that's a shorter story and do that one as well. So that's what I decided I'm going to do. But I will no longer prolong our story because I think everyone's time is valuable. And I just appreciate the fact that you all are here supporting me. Okay. Long ago in Italy, there lived an old clockmaker named Disorganized Crafter. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock sounded all the clocks in his disorganized shop. When he worked, Disorganized Crafter felt happy. But when he rested, a sad feeling came over him. Ah, he would think, all my life and no child to call my own. I'm so tired of living alone in this place. One day, Disorganized Crafter carved a puppet from wood into the shape of a boy. The arms and legs could move, but Disorganized Crafter wished that he could come to life. He cut and sewed a nice outfit for the puppet, as if it were a real boy, because he thought he was flawed and fabulous. It's perfect, he thought. Sometimes he got so wrapped up in this work that he forgot it was a toy. I will call you Think Dragon, said Disorganized Crafter. That night, Disorganized Crafter laid a wooden puppet down on the bed and made a wish. Through the window, a big star shined bright. Disorganized Crafter looked out the window at the twinkling light of the star and began to speak. Bright star, said Disorganized Crafter, if I could make one wish, it would be that I could have a real son of my own. He was glad he was alone, for he didn't want people to hear him, because he knew that was impossible. That night, the same big star swooshed right into Disorganized Crafter's room. It changed into a blue fairy named Seven Legs Fairy. Seven Legs Fairy flew over to the bed, and Disorganized Crafter lifted his head in amazement. Little wood puppet, Seven Legs Fairy, the blue fairy said. In the morning, you will be able to walk and talk like a real boy, to Think Dragon, she said. She tapped the puppet one time with her wand, and if you can prove that you are brave and true, someday you will be a real boy too. Disorganized Crafter just stood there, shocked, because he could not believe his eyes. Think Dragon eyes opened. One more thing, said Seven Legs Fairy, the blue fairy. Suddenly, a cricket appeared, who made lots of noise that you couldn't help but hear. He was dressed mighty fine and could talk. Meet the cricket, said Seven Legs Fairy. His name is Hippity Dippity 89. He will stay with you to help you through life to make wise choices. and instantly 7-legged fairy went swoosh and was gone, out of the window and up into the night sky. When Disorganized Crafter woke up the next morning, he thought it was all a dream. In fact, he couldn't remember leaving the scene that night. He shook his head and then he said, "I will go take my puppet out of bed." But the bed was empty. Startled by a voice from the distance, he heard Think Dragon say, "Here I am, Father," from the other side of the room. Disorganized Crafter swung around and said, "What? This has got to be all in my head." Yet he answered, "You can talk?" "Yep, I am Think Dragon, your boy toy." "How can this be, you see? You were just a toy," said Disorganized Crafter, still in shock. Then he thought, "But who cares? This means a lot, to have my own son." He rushed over and swept the wooden puppet into his arms and said, "You are heaven sent." "Think Dragon, my son," he said in great happiness, "these are magic moments." One day, Think Dragon said, "I want to go to school like other boys." "Of course," Disorganized Crafter said, "you have the right, but money up in here is tight, so I don't have the money to buy your school books." Later that day, Disorganized Crafter came back home with school books. "Now you can go to school, but you don't know what I had to do to get these books," he said. But Think Dragon noticed right away and said, "Father, where is your warm coat? Now you'll catch cold in your throat if you don't get another." With a wave of his hand, Disorganized Crafter said, "No need to worry about that. I'll just keep my hat and scarf on. What matters is that you will go to school tomorrow." He did not want Think Dragon to know he had traded his warm coat to buy the school books. The next morning, Think Dragon said goodbye to Disorganized Crafter. He skipped along the path to school, humming as he went. The cricket rode on his shoulder, happy too, waiting to prevent him from making any foolish mistakes. Coming up to them on the path was a fox named Aesthetic Mess, because he was as messy as he could be, but smooth, just wandering around looking for something to get into. And a cat named Miss Creeper 361, because she had the funniest looking eyes. Imagine that. "And where are you going on this fine day?" "Certainly not out to play, because it's a school day," said the fox, Aesthetic Mess. Oh, I lost my, okay. "I am going to school. Get out of my way, you fool," said Think Dragon. "On such a fine day as this?" said Aesthetic Mess. It is too nice to be stuck inside school. You should come with us to the fair. We'll have a glorious time. Don't you care? Listen to me, said the fox. He put his arm around Think Dragon's shoulder. Anything you need to know, you can learn at the fair. Really? Said Think Dragon. Think Dragon, said the cricket. He does not know what he is talking about. Take it from me. Can't you see? He's just a cricket, said Aesthetic Mess, the fox. The fox covered Hippity Dippity 89 with his hat, and that was that. No one could hear him as he cried to call out, Think, Think Dragon, do not listen to him. Okay, said Aesthetic Mess, let's go to the fair, and off they went. What a fair it was. Think Dragon thought to himself, this was going to be a buzz of a time. By the gate was a man dressed in white, but he had no clue of the plight Think Dragon was in as he called out, come in, right this way. Get your tickets here and have a great day. With a sad look, Think Dragon said to the Aesthetic Mess and Miss Creeper's 361, the cat, I do not have any tickets. A man was selling old things at a table near the gate. He called, hey you, sell me those new school books of yours. Think Dragon thought to himself, don't you just hate people trying to barter? That's how you can get money for the tickets, the man said. Think Dragon was reluctant but desperate. The fair was so bright and colorful and exciting that the next thing you know, Think Dragon knew he had sold his school books for tickets. No, Think Dragon, stop, called Hippity Dippity 89, the cricket, who finally got out from under the fox's hat. But Think Dragon, Aesthetic Mess, and Miss Creeper 361, the cat, did not hear him. They were already inside the fair. On stage was a puppet show. I am a puppet too, said Think Dragon. I can do the dance just like you. He jumped right onto the stage and started to dance with the other puppets. Look at that new puppet, someone called. It has no strings at all, said another. Amazing. Everyone laughed and laughed. They threw coins on the stage. Malone Money Mindset, who ran the fair, saw coins fly onto the stage. Well now, he said, rubbing his chin, this puppet with no strings will make me rich. The next thing Think Dragon knew, he was picked up and thrown into a bird cage. In the next moment, the door was locked shut. Hey, get me out, called Think Dragon. But the person who had thrown him in just left the room. Only Hippity Dippity 89 heard Think Dragon's cries. Hippity Dippity 89 ran back and forth, in and out of the bird cage, trying to find a way to free the lock, but he could not unlock it. I'm stuck, cried Think Dragon. How did this happen to me? I want to be freed and taken back to my father. All of a sudden, poof, there appeared Seven-Legged Fairy. Please, said Think Dragon, can you help me? Tell me something first, said Seven-Legged Fairy. How did you get inside that cage? Tell her what happened, said Hippity Dippity 89. Well, Think Dragon stopped. Could he really tell Seven-Legged Fairy what happened? What would she think of him? Truth be told, I was robbed, said Think Dragon. Is that right? Said Seven-Legged Fairy with a frown on her face. Think Dragon's nose began to grow. Little did he know, she knew he was lying. Yes, robbed, said Think Dragon. By two men, two mean men, Blowhole and Dragonflow FF. No, 4. But I can't remember the names of the other 2. The nose grew more. They took my books. They made me come here. And they threw me into this cage. They were full of rage. His nose grew longer and longer, until Think Dragon could see nothing in front of his face but one big giant nose. Why is my nose so big? Think Dragon asked. Think Dragon said to Seven-Legged Fairy in a stern voice. You must know what the truth really is. I guess so, said Think Dragon. I wanted to come to the fair. I came here with Aesthetic Mess and Miss Creeper 361. Who is that? Said Seven-Legged Fairy. A fox and a cat I met, said Think Dragon. The nose grew shorter. I had to sell my books to get some tickets. Money's tight at the crib. Can you dig it? He said. Had to, said Seven-Legged Fairy. I decided to sell my books to get tickets, he said. The nose got shorter still. Then someone put me in this cage, he said. The nose was back to normal. Good job, Think Dragon, said Hippity Dippity 89. Well done, said Seven-Legged Fairy. I knew everything you originally told me was contrary to the truth. Now I will get you out of here. With a wave of her wand, Think Dragon was out of the cage and gone. Here are your books. And Think Dragon was holding the same new school books in his hands again. Now this, said the Seven-Legged Fairy, you are on your own from now on. Make sure you do the right thing next time. And she was gone. Think Dragon was back on the road to school. He really felt like a fool for having a name that didn't match his wit. A coachman named the White Tupac drove up. Hey kid, how about a ride inside my coach? No thank you, said Think Dragon. I'm going to school. You will ride faster with me. Can't you see? Walking takes too long, said the White Tupac to Think Dragon. The white Tupac said to himself, he will ride faster, all right, but not to where he thinks he is going. Not thinking about the last ordeal, all right, said Think Dragon. I want to get to school right away. Then Think Dragon was inside the coach. The white Tupac said, say kid, why do you think boys like you go to school? Do you think it's so they won't be a fool or what? To learn things, said Think Dragon. And to grow up, I guess. So we can do what we want. Excuse me. Well, said the white Tupac, what if I told you that you could do what you want to do right now? Right now? Yep. Think of it. Skip the books, skip the school, right now. How would you like to have all the candy you can eat? All the candy? Yep. Ice cream too. Of every flavor. Ever want to smoke a cigar or play pool? All this and more at Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? Best place in the world for boys like you. Don't listen to him, Think Dragon, shouted Hippity Dippity 89. Why wait, said the white Tupac. I know just where Pleasure Island is. This is your lucky day, kid. So what do you say? Let's go there, said Think Dragon. I'm going to Pleasure Island. Ah, said Hippity Dippy 89, waving his arms in the air, thinking this is where it gets real. He keeps running off like he's Expedition Greg. He needs homeschool royalty. That's what he needs. He thinks everybody is harmless blogs. Well, unfortunately, that concludes my story time tonight. Hi, Scratching Queen. How are you? Hi, M Slim Boss. Hi, 50 Plus. So glad that you all could join in with me tonight. I don't know how soon you came in. I was all into the story. Hi, I got Kicks. Welcome back again. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad you all were able to make it. What I was saying earlier before some of you came in, because I don't know when all of you came in. What I was saying is this story was like the one that was similar to Hansel and Gretel. It was such a long story, and I didn't have enough time to do the whole story because I most of the time I'm asleep half of the morning, half of the day, and then the other half of the day I was in people's lives, networking and stuff like that, because I'm not going to be able to do story time tomorrow night. I have chemo tomorrow. That's the chemo day, and chemo is a long, drawn out process. It's a very long day. And on top of that, it's like a 2-hour ride for me to get home afterwards. So it's a very, very long day for me. So I'm not fit to do anything but just shower and get right in my bed. Half the time I don't even eat before I get right in bed. So I won't be able to do, unfortunately, I won't be able to do story time tomorrow night. So what I will do is I'll finish this story first, and then I'll find a shorter story. And so I'll give you all a double treat on Friday night. That's what I decided I'll do. Simply a sweetheart, time to time. I guess she's responding to someone. Yes, Wolfman. Oh, she's responding to Wolfman. And she's saying hello to the queen. Scratching, great. Okay. Scratching Queen said we understand. Simply Sweetheart, okay. I'm gonna go back and catch up replays so I can catch up. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet that you enjoyed enough that you want to try to catch up with what you missed. But yeah, your name was in like I think 3 stories. Simply a Sweetheart, because your name just fits so well in those places. Gigi, bless you, sister. I'm looking forward to Friday. Oh, thank you, Scratching Queen, and thank you, Gigi. I'm glad that you all are looking forward to it. So yeah, so that's what I'll do to make up for not being able to do story time tomorrow. I'll do give you what they call a double header. Isn't that a baseball term? God bless you. Yeah, so that's what I think I'll do. And I just love it when people, oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for stopping in. And I was just sharing that how excited I get when I do have someone come into my live into story time when their name is in the story. I get especially excited. I'm not excited that all of you are here. I'm excited that you all are here, but it's just even more exciting to me that people are able to come in and actually hear their shout out. Scratching Queen, on her very first night that she came in, she was in the story, and 50 was in the story last night, but him and his wife, because I needed a husband-wife team, but 50 was in the very first story, and he didn't make that one, and I don't know if he had time to go back and look at the replay. Scratching Queen says, yes, that's great. I liked hearing my name. Hey, wait, Scratching Queen, what did you think when I said you stepped back and pulled out your blade until I cleaned it up with saying because you was a knife collector? I thought that was cute. I think Vernice was teasing you about that. And Vernice also, her name has been used about three times in a story. It was funny. And then I was telling 50 plus last night. I said, I was reading that story. I put him and his wife. Unfortunately, his wife, the story killed her off in the first paragraph. And I said, I hope 50 could take a joke because I replaced his wife, gave him a new queen. He was king. He was king 50 plus last night. And his wife was Queen Mother Teresa. But yeah, I especially get excited when people come in and they hear their name. Wolfman Gaming. Good night, Deborah. I'm going down to watch the replays. Okay, Simply Sweetheart, thank you so much. Love you. See you next time in story time. Scratchy Queen says, I'm glad I was still alive. No, oh, wait, that wasn't fair, Scratching Queen, because I'm still trying to figure out how the wolf gobbled you up, and then he had you in his digestive system all that time, and then the huntress made him spit you out, and you came back to life. I'm glad you lived too, but I was just wondering how that works. Only in fairyland, huh? Fairy tale land. Because even as I kept reading, and then he said, I'm like, how did wolf gobble her up and then spit her back out whole, alive and well and kicking? But it was cute. Oh, it's magic. Is it magic because he realized you was the queen? Was that it? Is that what made him spit you out and you came back whole? It was magic. But yeah, I'm especially excited. I think Wolfman Gaming, he was the wolf in the story similar to the 3 little pigs. So he heard his name quite a bit because he was a main character. If you're a main character, your name would be called more than other people, because Scratching Queen was one of the main characters, and Dorothy Cusion or something was the main character too. But that's why tonight you kept hearing this organized crafter so much, because he was the father. Think Dragon was the boy, and Seven Legs Fairy was the blue fairy in the story. So those were a lot of the main characters. But I hope you all were able to guess some of the other names that you heard. Shoot me if you can remember some of the other character names that sounded like it was characters' names. YouTubers' names. Drop it in the text so I can see who all were paying a close attention. Can you tell me some of the other characters that were in there throughout that are YouTubers that you might be familiar with? And I can tell you if you guessed it right or not. No, you can't do the main ones, Scratching Queen. We know the main one was Think Dragon, and the father was Disorganized Crafter. So you can't say Disorganized Crafter, you can't say Think Dragon, and you can't say Seven Legs Fairy. But do you remember some of the other? Does anybody know what the fox name was? Do you remember? No? But, oh yes, Scratching Queen, Expedition is one of the names you heard. Expedition Greg, you're right. I was thinking you were saying he was the name of the fox because I had called out the fox. I had asked anybody. So Scratching Queen, that's right. Expedition Greg was one. Anybody else remember any of the other characters that are YouTubers besides those three main ones? So Scratching Queen is right. Expedition Greg was one I mentioned. That was at the very, very end of the story when the cricket was slapping his head thinking, here we go again. Nobody can remember any of the other characters? Well, man, you said you love my story time. Thank you. Much love back at you, Wolfman Gaming. I appreciate you. You're like the first one in pulling up a seat in story time each night. Come on, guys. I know you all got to remember somebody else's name. Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember the cat's name? That was a unique one. I'm trying to think. Well, anybody remember the cat's name? It was an unusual one that I think one of the words in her title would have stuck out. Even if I didn't remember her whole thing, I would have remembered the one word that was in there. Come on, guys. Scratching Queen, the only one going to give it a shot. Hi, Roxelks. How are you? So nice you could join us, but you missed the story. But we're glad to have you in with us. I don't know if you remember, but story time starts at 10. And I don't know if you were in another live or doing your own live or whatever, which is understandable because a lot of times other people are in other lives supporting other people or doing their own live. But I'm glad that you came in. I'm so glad to have you. I think this is this your first night in story time? I know you're one of my subs, but is this your first time in story time? I can't remember. I don't recall seeing you here before, but I'm grateful to have you. Oh yeah, okay. Well, welcome aboard. So glad to have you. Hopefully next time you'll make it in time for the story. I will not be having story time tomorrow. So I just want to put that out there because you weren't here when I said it earlier. But I will resume story time on Friday, and I'm going to finish up this story because it was so long, and then I'm going to find another shorter one so you all will get a double header, on Friday to make up for tomorrow. Scratching Queen, it looks like everybody else is scared to take a guess, even though yours was easy, Scratching Queen, but you did remember one. Yes, it starts at 10. We start at 10 every night. We start story time at 10. I don't always start right at 10 because I try to give a couple of people time to come in and take their seat, and then I go and start the story. I try not to wait too long because I feel like everybody's time is equally important. And there are a lot of other things that we could be doing, people could be doing, but they're supporting me here in story time. So I don't want to have someone come in at 10 And I have people coming in a quarter till, 10 minutes till. And I don't want to have them sitting here, till 10:30 before I get started on story time. So yes, every night we start at 10. So I hope to see you again on one of the other nights for story time. But yeah, so like I said, we won't have story time tomorrow, but we will have it on Friday, and you'll get a double hitter, so you'll get a treat that night. Yes, thank you. Scratchy Queen is just saying yes, that's understandable, and it's understandable to me too. Like I said, I understand. In fact, last night I saw so many people in live, even people that normally aren't in live at 10 o'clock were in live. So I understand that, In fact, I even got off my live. Not that I wouldn't have loved to stay live longer. It's just that physically I couldn't do it. And so while I was lying here in bed, I just happened to go into the tube, and I saw I think it was Green Organic Love was in the live, and so I just peeped in to see what she had to talk about, and she didn't stay on much longer after that. And even if she had, I would have probably just put my laptop on and just stayed in to support her that way without interacting with anybody. But it's understandable. But there were a lot of people in the live I'm sure they didn't start at 10. I think those people probably ran over. Scratchy Queen says, yes, I saw you there. I was there too. Yeah, I saw you, Scratching Queen, and I think 50 Plus was also there. Yeah, 50 Plus was also there, and he left my live and went over there as well. So there were a couple of people I saw that that were in those lives. So, and it's understandable. It's understandable. But I appreciate each and every one of you, whether I have one person in my live or whether I had 100. That's wishful thinking, you all. Wishful thinking. Or whether I had 100, I appreciate each person equally. I appreciate each person equally. I appreciate you all so much. I just can't tell you enough, express it enough, how much I appreciate you all being here. I really do. And I'm just as excited to tell the story to one as I am to many, because I feel if one person thinks enough of me that they think I have something important to say or something that they want to hear, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. Oh, thank you, Rezex. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Rezex. Oh, thank you. He says I'm so nice. Look, my son probably won't agree with you. He tells me I'm mean sometimes, but that's probably if he's doing something that annoys me or something. But yeah, I appreciate you all so much. And anybody I may have missed, I was kind of backing up through the oh, thank you, Scratching Queen. She says yes, she is. You all trying to make me cry. I'm not a big water bucket, but I think I'm getting softer in my old age, though. And I think it's probably because things that when I was younger that I probably took for granted, I see things so much different now in my older age. And I realize that people don't have to do anything that they don't want to. They don't have to do anything. Hi, peace, love, and hope. How are you? Welcome to my live. I feel so bad that you missed the story, but I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm doing well. Today, I can truly say today has been a great day. Yes, it was a day that I was pain-free without having to run to the aid of pain medication. So it has been a great day for me. Peace and love. I Peace, love, and hope. I shouted you out in story time, not tonight, but on I think one or two other nights. I shouted you. I think last night. I hate that you missed it because I get excited when someone's here, and in the shout out. I mean, in the story time when I'm shouting out their name. Their name is used as either a person, place, or thing. It's not always a person. But I think I used your name in the story last night and the story maybe the night before. You'd have to go back if you like and look at the replay. Replay the stories that you missed. This is day 8, I believe. Yeah, day 8 of our story time. Last night was my birthday. Oh, last night was your birthday. Happy belated birthday. Okay, peace and love. Says last night was your birthday. I'm going to sing happy birthday to you, right? But I need to know which one you want. Do you want the Marilyn Monroe happy birthday? Do you want the 2 Live Crew happy birthday? Do you want the Stevie Wonder happy birthday? Or do you just want the plain old boring happy birthday? Which one you want? Peace, love, and hope. I'll call them out for you again. Do you want the Stevie Wonder happy birthday? Do you want the 2 Live Crew happy birthday? Do you want the Marilyn Monroe happy birthday? Or you want the traditional happy birthday? Oh, Scratching Queen says, yes, you missed a treat at Peace, Love, and Hope. It's so much fun hearing your name called in story time. You want happy birthday, Mr. President? Hi, Fire Squad. Welcome to the live. Thanks. I'm so glad you can join us. Unfortunately, you missed the story. The story time starts at 10 every night, and I do understand that people are in other lives. They're doing their own live streams. So it's not possible for us to be everywhere at all times. Even though I know as women, sometimes we feel like our families feel like we're super women. Because we wear so many different hats and they're pulling on us from all different directions. So, all right. Oh, Marilyn Monroe. Okay. Peace and love. Guys, okay, I love to sing. If anybody has been in my videos, I love to sing. Whether you think I can sing or not, I love to sing. Okay? So, I gave Peace and Love the option to choose the 4 styles she wanted me to sing her happy birthday song. And she said Marilyn Monroe. So get ready. All right, Peace and Love, you ready? Let me know when you're ready. You ready, Peace and Love? Peace, love, and hope? All right, well, ready or not, here I go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yay! There you go. Peace and love. There you go. You never heard that version? Gigi, you never watched Marilyn Monroe sing? Scratching Queen says she love it. Peace and love says she love it. I nailed it. Did I sound like her really? Hey, Peace and Love, you probably chose Marilyn Monroe because you probably doesn't know about, oh, thank you, Scratching Queen. Say, yes, I did. I nailed it. Y'all probably don't. Anybody know about 2 Live Crew? I know Gigi know about 2 Live Crew. Gigi says, great job. Marilyn said, Peace, Love, and Hope says she sings to be president like that. Yeah. Gigi, I don't know how you missed that. Hi, 50 plus. 50 says, yay, he clapped. He liked my Marilyn Monroe Okay, so what you do now, whenever you all in my live, you have to let me know it's your birthday, then I'll sing happy birthday to you. Peace and love, say haha, yes. Red said, I love it. That was good, was cool. Thank you, thank you. Gigi says, do the 2 Live Crew. Gigi, if I do the 2 Live Crew, then I won't have the song to sing to somebody next time it's their birthday. I want to keep them in suspense, Gigi. So they'll hear the 2 Live Crew if they choose that one. Oh, 50, you never left. Okay, 50, this thing just moving up, so I didn't see. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Love it, 50 plus. Peace, love, and hope says you did awesome. Scratching Queen, okay, awesome. Hi, Mr. Shaw. You coming here too talking about do the 2 Live. No, I'm not going to do the 2 Live until it's somebody's birthday again. And then if they choose the 2 Live, I'm going to do the 2 Live Crew happy birthday for them. Gigi said, I'll wait. Gigi, that's so funny that the 2 of you came in saying do the 2 Live. That is so funny. Peace, love, and hope. Gotta come here, channel on your birthday to get the song. Thank you. Tell them again. That's right. Peace, hope, and love. Reiterate. You gotta come to the third time on your birthday to get your 2 Live Crew on. It's so funny because I was hoping you picked the 2 Live Crew one, but I figured unless you're from the dirty South, you won't know anything about that. But I knew Gigi and Anthony knew about the 2 Live Crew. Let's listen. You what you say? Laugh out loud, down, church woman. Listen, Anthony. Look, I wasn't saved all my life, okay? And even though I am saved, I still like 2 Live Crew. I'm just not popping that, you know, what they say. I keep talking about no, do it. You see them trying to lure me in. You see them, peace, love, and hope? Trying to lure me in. I'm going to make them wait. They've got to be in the live on their birthday. And if that's the one they pick, and then that's the birthday song they'll get. Hi, Health, Wealth, and Real Talk. Good evening. So glad that you can join me in my live for story time. Unfortunately, you missed the story. Story time starts at 10, and I know that everybody can't be here. Like I said, I know a lot of lives are going on, and we're trying to support people all over the place. Sometimes I wish I could have just multiply and just be all in those different places. Peace, love, and hope says, laugh out loud. I had to pick the Marilyn Monroe. Not many can pull that off. Oh, let me pop my collar. Because you told me I did the daggone thing. Let me pop my collar. Gigi says, don't be like that, Think Dragon. Scratchy Queen says, hello, health, wealth, and real talk. She's giving a shout out. Don't even try that, Anthony. Talk about the day of your birthday. I had a feeling somebody was going to do that. No. Nope. Today is not your birthday. And you know I know today is not your birthday. So don't even try that one with me. Somebody else could have tried to get away with that. I wasn't going to fall for it, but they would have tried. I would expect that. Okay, Health, Wealth, and Real Talk says she'll catch it on Rewind. I appreciate that. And for those of you who were not here in the live earlier, I will not have story time tomorrow. It's a chemo day. So that's a very, very long, tiring day for me. So what I'm going to do, because I didn't finish the story from story time tonight, I am going to finish that story first and then start a new one. So you'll get a double treat on that night for story time on Friday night. Okay, Rezak says, sorry, I have to go to sleep because I have school tomorrow. I understand. A lot of people have schools. A lot of people have work. I just appreciate the fact, Rezak, that you stopped by to see me. And don't be a stranger to story time. Good night and have a good day at school tomorrow. Peace, love, and hope says I did. And she's laughing. Health, Wealth, and Real Talk is shouting out to the Scratching Queen. Peace, love, and hope says night to Rezak. Peace, love, and hope. You weren't here earlier, so you missed it. I'll have story time every night, but what I was saying to them earlier, all these little stories is really just a prelude up to when I'm going to read excerpts from my book. I wrote a book. This is my book. The title of the book is My Struggle in Broken Pieces, A Healing for My Soul, and it's available on Amazon. A couple of nights in story time, I did a giveaway. I had people to see if they could guess how many characters were in the story. And some people, and so whoever got the number or came closest to the number, they won one of my books, and I'm going to mail it to them. I may do a giveaway later on down the line, prior to me starting to read the excerpts from my book, but we'll see. Right now, so far, Scratching Queen won. In fact, Scratching Queen got a double treat. The night that she came in, she not only heard her name as one of the main characters in the story, and she turned around and won a book. 50 won a book. Vern's Junk Closet won a book. And somebody else. I got it written down. Yeah, Peace, Love, and Hope. You said she says, I missed it. Yeah, I hate you missed it too, especially when the nights that I called out your name. But we've been just having a good time. At least I have. If nobody else has, I have. But I can tell by your reactions and responses and turning out nightly like that you're having a good time with it too. Yes, lucky Scratching Queen. How about that? I bet you felt like a queen that night, huh, Scratching Queen? Peace, Love, and Hope says, wow, good job. 50 plus says, yes, I did. Yes, thank you all so much. But as much as I want to stay here and talk with you guys, Scratching Queen says, I'm having a great time. Wonderful. Peace, Love, and Hope says, I love coming over here. And Scratching Queen says, yes, I did. And as much as I would love to stay here and talk with you guys, I need to prepare for tomorrow. And it's so funny because right now I'm in one of those giddy type of moods, to the point where I'm almost trying to start cracking jokes, making jokes like I did that long day in chemo that I let everybody follow me, and they gave me that Benadryl that acted like laughing gas when I farted and didn't go to sleep. And the whole time I'm just, all kind of random thoughts just start going through my head. And I just started, it was like a comedy hour at the chemo place. And that's how I feel now, because I'm so tired. All kind of random thoughts are starting to come in my head. And I guess it stemmed from that birthday song. So I'm starting to feel kind of giddy and want to start cracking jokes. Peace, Love, and Hope says, you're a wonderful, wonderful friend. Thank you. So are you. Gigi says, beautiful live, sis. And Gigi know how I get when I be on the roll, because she's the one who told the YouTube world she think I missed my calling. She said she think I should have been a comedian. And my oldest daughter, calls me up every single day looking for a laugh. And she's like, I got a call. I told her I'm going to start charging her. She's like, I got a call. And it was so funny. I'm going to say this and wrap it up. It was so funny because prior to the chemo, I had to have a major surgery. And so after the surgery, it was a major surgery. And after the surgery, I was still just in so much pain and discomfort the whole time for like a month. So my oldest daughter would call to talk to me each night. And then she's like, what's going on? So finally one night she goes, look, I don't know what's going on. I know what you went through, this ordeal is traumatic. She says, but I think they took out your funny bone. She says, because ever since you had this surgery, you've been so dry till I even hate to call you. You be so dry. She said, I think the people took out your funny bone. And so I just laughed. But it's just, I was in so much discomfort. I didn't feel like cracking jokes. But peace, love, and hope says, much love, my friend. Lots of healing vibes for you tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Thank you. But anyways, I love you all. Looking forward to our next story night on Friday. Remember, no story time tomorrow. We'll resume 10 o'clock p.m. Friday night. Be there, be square. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. And let's see who will be the next characters in our story. Love you all, and good night.